Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with a complete walkthrough for the Twining, or whatever it's called, the end game level 80 dungeon that you can unlock by talking to an NPC in the Crystarium after you beat the Shadowbringers main storyline. This dungeon will drop level 430 gear, consists of your typical trash mob pools and 3 bosses, and let's get straight into the middle of it. First of all, most of the little trash mobs you'll have to fight during your way through the bosses, they throw a lot of AoEs. So that's the main thing you'll have to watch out for is their AoEs that they throw. They'll be big and wide and a lot of them. But as long as you deal with that, you'll have no problem in burning through these trash mobs and getting to the first boss of this end game dungeon. Alright, your first boss battle will be against Seconal. This guy doesn't have too many mechanics and pretty much most of them are fairly simple to actually get through. First of all, it's a move called Crystarium, I think it is, which is a standard issue tank buster, nothing really to worry about there. His next move is known as Beastly Roar, and that is an area-wide unavoidable AoE. Just heal through it, you'll be fine. Now, as you progress through the battle, then he'll start doing a move that's an instant cast known as Forlorn Impact, where you will see these sword icons placed above each character's head, ranging from 1 to 4, and that represents in what order he's going to attack you in. Now, what you want to do is space yourself out to where you're not going to overlap with another player so they hit more than once, but also avoid getting it to where the cages on the outside of this arena get hit. You want to make sure not to burst the bubbles of the enemies on the outside cages, or you'll have to worry about fighting them. You can do this battle very simply without even dealing with any of those guys, as long as you're careful. Now, the next move is known as Pounce Errant. Once again, it's another no cast that just comes out of nowhere, where large yellowish greenish colored AoEs circles will appear on the players, and then he will jump to them and make sure just to spread out so he doesn't overlap with the people when he lands on them, and don't hit the cages on the outside. As long as you do that, you'll be fine. And his other real main mechanic is known as Charge Eradicated, and where a stack marker will appear, and it will end up dropping a blue fire puddle. Now, if you walk through this puddle, you'll get a heavy burn debuff, so just don't do that. Make sure to spread out, and make sure, of course, you don't hit the cages. As long as you just pay attention, watch out for Crystarium, which is a tank buster, Beastly Roar, which is an area-wide unavoidable AoE, Forlorn Impact, where he places sword icons 1 through 4 over the players and then jumps and attacks to them in that order, Pounce Errant, where it's a yellowish-green AoE circles on players that he'll jump to them, and Charge Eradicated, which is a stack marker where you'll want to stack and then get out of the way after it drops the blue fire puddle. And just make sure you don't hit any of the bubbles on the outside and break those enemies loose, and you'll be able to beat Seconal and get through to your second patch of trash mobs. The next batch of trash mobs are really nothing to deal with. Just pull them up, burn them down quick, and you'll be on to your second boss. No real mechanics to worry about here. Your second boss battle will be against Mithra Daddies. This guy really only has 4 mechanics, but he will mix them up when you go into the battle pretty later on. First of all, he has the standard issue Thunder Beam, which is a tank buster. Nothing really to worry about there. Then he has a move known as Electric Discharge, which is an instant cast where several lightning balls around the arena will appear randomly, and it will eventually, throughout the battle, they will explode. They take quite an amount of time before they explode, too. Next up is a move known as Laser Blade, where the boss will jump to the middle and these crisscrossing line AoEs will appear across the whole arena. And you'll have to find these little diamond-shaped safe spots to stand in to avoid being hit. Now, his next mechanic is known as Elegant Thunder, where all players will get a lightning-style AoE circle that will follow around them for a while. Now, like I said, as you progress through this battle, he'll start combining these moves, so you have to worry about your Electric Discharge and your Laser Blades and stuff like that. That's the key thing, is the Electric Discharge balls, along with Laser Blades, can be rather difficult in finding the little smidgen of save point that you can actually stand in to avoid getting major damage. The Elegant Thunder really ain't that bad of a problem, really. Just have the people run around with that, you'll be fine. So with Mithra Daddies, just worry about Thunder Beam, which is a tank buster, Electric Discharge, which is an instant cast where several lightning balls will appear around the arena and eventually explode, Laser Blade, which is the crisscrossing AoEs where you have to find little safe spots to avoid being hit, and Elegant Thunder, which is pretty much the players get lightning AoE circles that'll follow them around. Just watch out for these mechanics. Make sure to find a safe spot during his laser blade, and you should be fine, and you'll be able to beat Mithra Daddies, or Mithra, whatever his damn name is, and move on to the last pack of trash mobs before the final boss. Alright, your final set of trash mobs before the final boss really don't seem to be too major of an issue. You got your first batch of them, but once you get to these guys here, these Mark something other Kermanoil Boil Busters, they will set off these large ring AoEs, and their safe spots are like right underneath the enemies, so either get super close to them or stay back far away to where you won't be hit by the AoE damage. Other than that, that's all you really need to deal with these trash mobs before the final boss, which is this cool guy here. Ah, that's right, you get to fight against Alexander. Well, not exactly. This actually isn't Alexander. This guy is called the Tycoon, and he has several mechanics you have to pay close attention to during this battle, and like most other battles, he will start combining them once he gets about halfway with his life down and stuff like that. First up is a move known as Magitech Cross Ray, where the boss will shoot lasers from his corners that go out in the direction of the arena, and then they will freeze in time. Now make sure do not walk through these beams as they're still frozen, because you will set them off with a huge explosion and also get a vulnerability stack on you or anyone who is unfortunate enough to be too close when these actually things, they do go off. They will go off eventually, so don't prematurely set them off. Let them go off on their own accord to save from eating a lot of damage. Next move is known as Defensive Array, where it's similar to Magitech Cross Ray, but this time the freezing lasers come from the edge of the arena inwards. And what you'll want to do is treat it just like Magitech Cross Ray. Get out of their way, do not touch them, and let them go off whenever the timer is up to avoid eating a lot of damage. Now, the next move is known as Artificial Gravity. It is an instant cast move where you will see all these red dots that will appear all around the arena floor. And after a set amount of time, they expand really large pretty quickly and will do pretty good damage. You want to space yourself away from them to avoid it when they grow big, not to get hit by them. It can be kind of tricky at first because they get rather large and will overlap. But there normally is always a safe area either in the central area or on the outside ring of the arena to survive from taking massive damage. Now, the next move he'll do is known as Rail Cannon, which is just your standard ordinary tank buster. Nothing to worry there, just heal through it and you'll be fine. Now, another move he will do is known as Magic Crystal. Well, all players will get this weird traveling AoE placed over top of them that will follow you around wherever you move. Now, it'll stay on you until the same move, Defensive Array, goes off. And once Defensive Array goes off, the Magic Crystal will activate and they will detonate as well. So just keep in mind he will be combining moves with Defensive Array and Magic Crystal. And you'll just want to space yourself out to where you don't pretty much hit any of the lasers that go off, and you should be okay. Now, his last main mechanic is known as High Tension Discharger. It is nothing more than an arena-wide, unavoidable AoE. All you can do is just heal through it and you'll be fine. And these are pretty much all the main mechanics of the Tycoon. And as the battle progresses and you get him down to the halfway point, he'll start speeding up and combining these moves together to make it more challenging. Once again, the moves you have to watch out for is Magitech Cross Ray, where he shoots lasers from his corners that freeze. If you walk into them, they will explode and give you a vulnerability stack. Defensive Array is just like Magitech Cross Ray, where it's freezing lasers that come from the edge of the arena in, and eventually they will detonate as well. Artificial Gravity is an instant cast of these red dots that grow over time and will take up a lot of space. Get out of the way from them to avoid eating a lot of damage. Rail Cannon is a standard issue tank buster. Magic Crystal is all players get a traveling AoE that will detonate at the same time that Defensive Ray goes off. And High Tension Discharger is an arena-wide unavoidable AoE. As long as you watch out for these main mechanics, you'll be able to beat the Tycoon, and beat this endgame level 80 dungeon. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. Please hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you like this video. If you don't like the video, don't hit the thumbs down. Just tell me why so I can improve my videos in the future. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.